Jackson dynasty stands one remarkable woman, Katherine Jackson, the quiet force behind the rise of Michael, Janet, and the entire Jackson family. She's witnessed unimaginable success, personal tragedy, and decades of public scrutiny. But who is the woman beyond the mother of icons? From her California estates to her enduring legacy, we take you inside the private world of Katherine Jackson. While she rarely sought the spotlight for herself, her quiet influence shaped the careers of her children, including global superstars like Michael and Janet Jackson. Today, Katherine has an estimated net worth of over $100 million, much of which stems from her late son, Michael's vast estate. After Michael Jackson's passing in 2009, Katherine was named a primary beneficiary in his will. She receives 40% of his estate, which has been valued in the hundreds of millions. This includes ongoing royalties from music sales, licensing deals, and merchandise. It's estimated that she has received over $55 million from the estate alone, with reports of monthly stipends ranging from $67,000 to $160,000 to cover her expenses and caretaking costs. But Katherine's financial story isn't built on inheritance alone. Long before the estate payouts, she played a critical role in the Jackson family's rise to fame as a supportive backbone of the Jackson 5. She was deeply involved in the early development of her children's music careers, providing emotional support, stability, and guidance during their climb to superstardom. While not a manager by title, her presence was pivotal, and her behind-the-scenes efforts laid the foundation for one of the most successful entertainment families in history. Beyond family matters, Katherine also pursued a few personal ventures in '90. She published her autobiography, My Family, The Jacksons, offering an intimate look into the lives of her famous children and her experiences as their mother. Though not a bestseller, the book added to her legacy and brought in modest revenue. She has also participated in a few televised family specials and interviews, which contributed to her public persona and income in small but meaningful ways. While her wealth is largely tied to Michael's legacy, Katherine's story is about more than just money. It's about strength, resilience, and a mother's unwavering devotion. And that legacy continues to shape the Jackson name to this day, both financially and emotionally. Born as Kattie B. Screws on May 4, 1930, in Barber County, Alabama. Her early life was marked by both hardship and resilience. At just 2 years old, Katherine contracted polio, which left her with a permanent limp. Despite this, she grew up determined and artistically inclined. She dreamed of becoming a country singer, a dream blocked by the racial barriers of the era. With few opportunities for a black woman in country music, Katherine eventually put her own ambitions aside to focus on her growing family. Her journey as a mother would become one of the most influential stories in music history. In the 1950s and 60s, Katherine raised 10 children, 9 of whom survived into adulthood in Gary, Indiana. As a homemaker, she became the quiet force behind her children's musical beginnings, a classically trained pianist and clarinetist. She shared her love for music with her kids. Katherine noticed something special in young Michael when she saw him keeping rhythm to the sound of the washing machine. She encouraged Tito to learn guitar, setting in motion the formation of what would become the Jackson 5 at home. Katherine took on the role of stylist and costume designer, sewing all the stage outfits herself. She made sure her sons looked polished and professional, even in the earliest talent shows. She also worked part-time at Sears to support the family, balancing motherhood with her own quiet involvement in their musical development. In 1964, her sons, Jackie, Jermaine, Marlon, Michael, and Tito officially formed the Jackson 5. Katherine supported their local performances and even celebrated with them after their big win at the Apollo Theater's Amateur Night in 1967, a moment that would mark their breakthrough when the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records in 1968. Katherine remained a steadfast presence while Joseph Jackson, her husband, took over the business side of management. Katherine remained a creative and emotional backbone. She designed stage costumes, offered encouragement, and served as a moral compass for her children. Throughout their careers, the Jackson 5 skyrocketed to fame with hits like I want you back ABC and I'll be there. Michael, of course, began to stand out from the group early on. In 1971 he launched his solo career with Got to Be There. Katherine watched as her son transformed into one of the biggest stars in music history. At the same time, she remained supportive of the group, which changed its name to the Jacksons after leaving Motown in 1975. Katherine played a more visible role during the 1984 Victory Tour as the group reunited to perform across the country. By then, her role evolved into that of a trusted member of the management and team. Her influence, however, remained rooted in quiet strength rather than overt control. But Michael's solo success began to outshine the group. As he reached new heights, the Jacksons' cohesion weakened. Their last major chart presence came in 1984 with State of Shock, a duet between Michael and Mick Jagger. With the exception of background vocals from Marlon and Jackie, the rest of the group had limited involvement despite the challenges. Katherine's loyalty to her children never wavered. She had helped shape an empire, not with loud declarations or flashy decisions, but with patience, intuition, and a deep maternal devotion. Her role in the Jackson legacy is one of the most underappreciated chapters in American music history. Next, we invite you to explore the current house she owns right now, mansion in Calabasas, California. This isn't just a luxurious property. It's a symbol of gratitude, built with love and respect from the legacy she helped shape. Purchased off-market for $75 million by Michael Jackson's estate. The home was custom-built by Kasabian Design Build, known for crafting grand, Tuscan-style residences located in a gated celebrity enclave that also houses stars like the Kardashians, Justin Bieber and Drake. Katherine's home reflects both privacy and prestige, spanning approximately 11,000 square feet. This Tuscan-style estate, it is impressive, both in scale and design. The gated entry opens into a beautifully landscaped courtyard that sets the tone for what lies within. Inside, the home features 5 spacious bedrooms, each with its own en-suite bathroom, offering privacy and comfort for family and guests alike. The layout is thoughtfully designed with multiple fireplaces throughout, a series of elegant balconies, and a dedicated office space with a private entrance ideal for quiet work or reflection. The home's formal kitchen is fit for a chef, complete with a prep room, high-end appliances, a large pantry, and adjacent dining areas, including a stylish wine room. Other standout features include powder rooms, a well-appointed laundry room, and expansive living spaces that blend comfort and sophistication. Every room in the house is designed to maximize both function and beauty, echoing the elegance that fans associate with the Jackson name. Beyond the walls of the home lies nearly 2 acres of lush outdoor living. The grounds are adorned with native gardens, 3 outdoor fireplaces, and several patios perfect for relaxing or entertaining. A sparkling pool and spa invite relaxation under the California sun, while a 900 square foot covered outdoor kitchen and dining area offer year-round enjoyment. The gated stone driveway leads to a large motor court and 3 attached garages, ensuring ample space for both residents and guests. Altogether, the property provides a peaceful and luxurious environment, a true sanctuary away from the public eye, yet reflective of a life lived in the spotlight. While Katherine Jackson has always preferred to keep a low profile, her home speaks volumes about her importance within one of the most iconic families in music history. It's a home built not just for comfort, but for legacy, a fitting tribute to the woman who helped build the Jackson dynasty from the ground up before settling in Calabasas. Katherine Jackson and her husband Joe lived in a Mediterranean-style home tucked into the hills of West Hollywood. Housed in West Hollywood, California, this 4-bedroom property, rich in history and full of original details, was a quiet retreat for the Jackson matriarch during the earlier days of her family's rise to fame. Perched on elevated ground, the house offers sweeping views of the Los Angeles skyline, especially beautiful at sunset, when the sky lights up in hues of orange and lavender, A wide front porch invites relaxation with just enough space for a few rocking chairs and a quiet evening away from the spotlight. Inside, the home embraces a warm, old-world charm. The living room features large glass windows that let in natural light, a cozy fireplace at the center, and polished hardwood floors that add a touch of elegance to the space. The adjacent formal dining room is equally inviting, sitting right in the heart of the home. From there, you enter the kitchen, renovated over the years to blend modern convenience with vintage touches. Clay tile floors and quartz countertops give it a rustic feel, while the small, all-breakfast nook with a nostalgic milk carton detail from the 1930s adds a hint of character that makes it feel like home. The central hallway leads to 3 generously sized bedrooms, along with a bathroom that feels like a trip back in time. The purple and black tile work, recessed sink, and classic detailing preserve the home's original charm. The master suite has been thoughtfully updated, featuring a private and suite bathroom and French doors that open directly to the backyard, perfect for catching the morning breeze. At the rear of the home is a flat, open space that was often used for entertaining guests or hosting intimate family gatherings. Beyond that, the yard is carefully terraced to make full use of the hillside views, giving every level a unique perspective of the surrounding landscape, whether used for gardening, barbecues, or simply sitting with a good book. The outdoor areas feel both private and expansive. The house also offers plenty of practical features. A spacious garage on the ground floor provides ample storage and parking. Additional storage is built into the foundation of the home, useful for a growing family like the Jacksons during their early years in California. This West Hollywood residence was far more than a house. It was a witness to the Jackson family's evolution from humble beginnings to superstardom. The walls once echoed with laughter, music, rehearsals, and family dinners, while the family has since moved on to more modern and luxurious properties. This house remains a symbol of the roots. They never forgot. But her life wasn't only about luxury, real estate in the spotlight. At the heart of it all, Katherine Jackson has always been a mother, first one who carried the weight of a legendary family personal life. In 1949, she married Joseph "Joe" Jackson. Together, they moved to East Chicago, Indiana, and started a family that would eventually grow to 10 children. Among them were future superstars Michael, Janet, Jermaine, and the rest of the Jackson Five. Sadly, one son, Brandon, Marlon's twin, died shortly after birth, while Joe took a strict approach to raising the kids and managing their careers. Katherine was the emotional anchor. She nurtured their musical interests, designed stage outfits, and kept the home running during chaotic times. She was more than just supportive. She was instrumental in shaping their early success. Yet behind the scenes, her marriage was anything but smooth. Joe's infidelity created tension for decades. Katherine even filed for divorce twice, once in 1973 and again in 1980-1982, but ultimately decided to stay despite their rocky relationship. They remained married until Joe's death in 2018. Throughout the years, Katherine was unafraid to stand her ground. In one now famous moment, she reportedly confronted a woman she suspected of having an affair with Joe. The drama was even portrayed in the 1992 miniseries The Jacksons, an American Dream, where her character directly challenges Joe over the affair, a rare glimpse into the emotional strain she endured. Her role as mother was tested again in the 1980s and 90s. A deep rift formed between Katherine and her daughter, LaToya, who was then under the control of her abusive husband, Jack Gordon. Undone in her memoir, LaToya alleged Katherine had been emotionally abusive. Katherine denied the claims, attributing them to Gordon's manipulation. Thankfully, mother and daughter reconciled in 1997 after LaToya left the marriage. Still, her quiet strength never went unnoticed. In 1985, Essence magazine named her Mother of the Year, a title that couldn't have been more fitting. but nothing compared to the heartbreak of losing her son Michael on June 25th of that year. Michael passed away from cardiac arrest caused by a propofol overdose. It was a moment that stunned the world and devastated his family. But for Katherine, it wasn't just a global tragedy. It was the loss of a son. He left behind 3 young children, Prince Paris and Bitchy, formerly known as Blanket. Almost immediately, Katherine stepped up. According to Michael's will, Katherine was named as the guardian of his children. She also worked out a private agreement with Debbie Rowe, Michael's ex-wife and the biological mother of Prince and Paris. The arrangement gave Katherine full custody, while Rowe retained visitation rights and continued to receive financial support. On August 3, 2009, a Los Angeles judge made it official. Katherine Jackson became the permanent legal guardian of all 3 children. At nearly 80 years old, she took on the responsibility of raising her grandchildren during the most difficult time of their lives, providing them with love, structure, and family stability. But in July 2012, concerns about Katherine's safety led to a brief legal shakeup. Reports surfaced that she had gone missing, allegedly taken to Arizona by some of her adult children. Amid a brewing dispute over Michael's estate, for nearly 2 weeks, she had no direct contact with Prince Paris or Biggie, leading the court to temporarily suspend her guardianship. During that time, custody was granted to Michael's nephew TJ Jackson, the son of Tito Jackson, as an emergency measure. It was a deeply confusing period for the children, especially as rumors swirled in the media. Thankfully, things were sorted out quickly. Katherine returned and the court reinstated her as CO guardian alongside TJ. This joint setup proved to be a thoughtful compromise, pairing her experience and family authority with TJ's youth and active parenting role. By 2017, however, Katherine made the difficult but necessary choice to step back. At 87, she formally resigned as Big East co-guardian with Prince and Paris. Now legal adults, she felt it was time to hand full responsibility over to TJ. She expressed complete confidence in her grandson's ability to continue caring for BG, who was still just 15 at the time. Through it all, Katherine remained true to her role, the heart of the Jackson family. Her choices reflected her commitment to providing a stable and loving home environment for her grandchildren, even as she faced challenges associated with her advanced age and the complex dynamics of the Jackson family. Michael Jackson's property dispute. In March 2024, a new legal rift opened within the Jackson family. Michael's youngest son, Biggie Jackson, also known as Blanket, filed a legal objection against his own grandmother, aiming to stop her from using funds from Michael's estate to finance a lawsuit she had launched against the estate's executors. It was a startling move, drawing public attention to a deepening generational divide over money control and legacy. At the center of the controversy was a massive transaction: the proposed sale of Michael Jackson's valuable music catalog and other intellectual property to Sony, reportedly worth over $600 million initially. Katherine and all 3 of Michael's children, including Biggie, objected to the deal, worried that selling such a large part of Michael's legacy could be a mistake. But after the court ruled in favor of the estate's executors, John Branca and John McClane, Biggie and his siblings accepted the outcome and chose not to pursue it further. Katherine, however, wasn't ready to let it go. Determined to keep fighting, she filed an appeal, choosing to continue the legal battle, even as her grandchildren stepped back. That's when Biggie took the surprising step of challenging her decision, arguing that the estate shouldn't be responsible for paying her legal bills in an appeal that, in his view, had little chance of succeeding. His lawyers argued that Katherine's appeal risked draining estate funds that should be preserved for the heirs himself, Paris and Prince Jackson. They stressed that while it had been fair to support her earlier legal actions, continuing to fund her challenge to the court's decision was unnecessary and potentially unfair to the rest of the family. Biggie also raised concerns about how much Katherine's lawyers were charging, questioning the size of the bill and the hourly rates. He asked the court to step in and limit the amount the estate could pay out, hoping to strike a balance between respect for his grandmother and protection of his late father's legacy. At its core, this family dispute reflects the burden that comes with fame, fortune, and inheritance. The Jackson estate is one of the most valuable in the entertainment world, and figuring out how to manage it in a way that honors Michael's memory while securing his children's futures has proven to be anything but simple. Katherine Jackson, once the quiet, watchful force behind her children's success, found herself in the middle of yet another chapter of Jackson family drama, this time not as a mother guiding her sons to stardom, but as a grandmother defending what she believed was right. She wasn't a performer. She didn't take the stage, but behind every song, every tour, every child that carried the Jackson name into history, there was Katherine, and even in the face of personal trials and public scrutiny, she remained the steady hand behind the scenes. Thank you for joining us in honoring the life of a woman who shaped the sound of generations without ever needing a spotlight of her own. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel Iconic Spot.